Alright, what's up guys? Again, another little warm-up video here, a little 30-minute video. Interlagos this week. Let's see what the weather's like. Pretty cool. I think that's like some of the coolest temps I've seen on a track so far. So, that should be fun. I'm just gonna take same exact setup from Donington. It'll be just the same thing as the last video, basically just warming up, getting up to speed. Alright. Interlagos, raced here many times. Lots of time on this track. Gotta get my monitor situated. Initially, when I first started running laps on this track, not a big fan. I'd have to say main reason for that is just the cambers or the lack thereof in the corners. It always feels like you're falling off the side of the corner, you know. So that was probably like the main reason I didn't like the track. But I don't know, one day I just realized like you gotta stop not liking tracks, because you just get negative about them, you don't want to drive at them, you skip them. It doesn't make you any better, you know. So started looking at tracks I don't like as challenges, because what I found out happen if you put in enough time is, say you have a track you really like, you can get up to speed to it pretty quick and you just click with it. Well, you can be just as proficient as a track you can reach your level of optimal driving at a track that you hate versus a track you like. It's just going to take more effort, more laps. Coda is a real good example of that. Like, I don't like that track because, oh geez, it's so wide, you know. You have to find the line. It's not like you just, like Brands Hatch, where it's just this narrow little track. You basically, the track's telling you where the line is. Or Coda, like, that takes a long time to figure out. It feels really awkward at first, but once you finally click, then you start flowing around the track. And then that's what got me into that feeling. That click is what got me into liking to drive tracks that I don't like. So now I don't really have that attitude anymore. I'm like, okay, if I'm starting to feel like, oh, okay, I'm not really struggling with this track, I'm not agreeing with it. Oh, I'm gonna get frustrated as all get out, but I'm gonna figure it out until I figure out that flow. You know, it's just gonna take more effort. So that being said, I figured out the flow in this track in the old Ford GT, figured it out in the old rough GT3. What else have I driven here? Driven the Cup car here, but the Porsche Cup car, but that's when I was kind of getting out of the game. I wasn't very proficient with the car, so I don't really count that. Mostly the GT3 Porsche and Ford GT. Put a lot of hours in with those two. I think we did an endurance race here in the GT3 for the initial Pro Series. I can't remember if we did one. I don't think we did one in the Pro Series, but I think we did one in the first qualifier season. Really not paying attention to my line too much right now because I'm just letting the tires kind of warm up. The first like couple laps, like when I first get in the car, it really doesn't matter to me. When I first start tuning, it's after I get really proficient at, well, not really proficient, but it's not until I'm starting to get a little bit better with my laps. That okay, I can get fast towards the end of the stint. Now I need to go run a whole bunch of 5-lap stints so I can start figuring out the first half of the stint and getting used to the car and its qualities during that time of a race. That being said, start focusing a little bit here. I can feel the tires are starting to get some grip in them. This track really does have a good rhythm, and I always like tracks that have history to them too. Like, I was thinking about it earlier, and I couldn't really think of a track that has a lot of history to it that I don't like, you know. This track's there's a lot of little tricky spots on this track. What are we doing? We're doing optimal lap. I'm just thinking I'm gonna start doing optimal lap all the time. I like it because I just feel like I can bring my times back down more because I'm usually always in the red. Or not, I mean, once I get up to speed, I'm in the red. So it kind of, like, psychologically, when you're in the red, you want to figure it out and go faster. So I think it just helps me kind of go faster a little bit more and run in best lap versus best lap. I just think I don't put as much pressure on myself for some reason. Not hard to explain. Alright, so we are braking kind of where that concrete stuck out. Might have been a little too late. I mean, all these corners are just so technical. Here, I remember I always used to like, there's that flagstone out at the left. I've always kind of used that as a braking marker. Always come back for the double apex. This corner, I always find you want to kind of just get in this curb and just hold it down in tight. Get a nice line for this corner. Ideally, you want to be able to hold the curb all the way around. Get a good exit. Another corner, kind of let it swing out a little bit. Get that apex. I like to try and keep it over here as much as I can, because then you want to, I'm pretty sure in every car in the game you want to be able to go through that corner flat out. And then this one's pretty, see, that just feels so off camber, that first part of the corner to me. It's just such an important corner because this is like your main passing opportunity. I love how this was an oval too. Like, how cool is it? Like, this was an oval with this much elevation change. Like, that is, oh god, they need to just make ovals like that. But I'm sure cars would like take off or something. Oh no, I like the idea of an oval with elevation change. That's a pretty cool idea. Ooh, just getting through there, nice. I don't know if I'm going fast, but that felt good. Because a lot of times the trouble you have with that corner is the car won't rotate. Alright, we're going to break up the 100 board a little bit before it. We're getting there. Now do we want to stay in third? Looks like it. Okay. I broke a little bit before the flag stand, but just that wasn't a good braking job by me. Weird stuff happened. I don't want to get into it. Okay, so kind of a little bit understeer through there. Maybe a little bit more patient on entry. So I already like the way the car feels. I just don't know if I'm probably dog slow right now. But I do really like the way this thing's rotating through these corners right now. So again, want to swing it out. Let's see if we can keep it flat. Oh my goodness, we can almost do it. I think I can do it. Wow. Is this third gear? Yep, that's third gear. See, that's a hard one in this car, because this car, like, so what I've been doing, I don't know, I'll start putting up more videos. I'll be live streaming on Twitch. A lot of stuff I'm going to be doing there, guys, is just practicing tuning cars. Like, I'm really just in a mood to just, like, not in a mood to race yet. I'm just in a mood to work on a car. You know, kind of get up to speed in it. Just have a little bit of fun driving around. But what I've been doing is I'm also getting ready for, I think what I want to do, I don't know, we'll see. But what I want to do is I want to start doing solo 24-hour races, solo 12-hour races. It's something I always wanted to do. I always wanted to do it before. I just never really could because I was on a team, so it's pretty selfish to, hey guys. Ooh, that felt good through there. It's pretty selfish to, yeah, I'm gonna go around 24-hour. You guys got this. So now that I've kind of reset everything, that's a goal. So what I've kind of been doing, I've probably done about 6 hours of testing now. I'm gonna do been testing for Le Mans. My Porsche GTE car. And the whole reason I brought up that long-winded story is the corner we're gonna come up to here in a second. It's because that thing, man, you go over a curb like the last chicane at Le Mans. You go over those curbs, it just hits a curb, lands, hits other curb, lands. Like, this car, I don't even want to know what it's like. I don't even want to know what it's like on the last chicane of Le Mans. So, I don't know why some cars pogo more than others do, but man, I'm telling you what, that GTE car feels good right now. I'm having a lot of fun. So, getting up to speed with that. That race is like in another month, so I'm gonna kind of just focus on a set that's stable and I can drive when I'm about ready to die, because I'm probably gonna feel like I'm dying when I'm trying this. I'm also gonna start exercising a lot more. I've been kind of lazy the last couple months, so start getting a little bit better shape again, because that is not gonna be easy. Nice thing about Le Mans though, there's not a lot of corners. And I'll be sharing that setup too, so once we get around to Le Mans time, you guys want to hop into the GTE Porsche. Oh, I should have a pretty well sorted set for you. It's funny, I did because I just had some set that said Le Mans on it from like 2018 somehow on my hard drive still, and I just started running laps with it, and last night I figured out that I didn't have a full tank of gas in it. I'd probably done about, I'd done all 6 hours of testing. I still haven't done a full stint with a full tank of gas in it. I just thought that was a funny little dumbass moment I had. Like, oh, yeah. Because I started figuring, oh, I can do 10 lap stints, so that's going to be easy to calculate, you know. First lap, or first pit will come in at lap 11, second lap 22. Then I was testing doing fuel only, running tires on the second stint, and realized I could go an extra couple laps, and that's when I was like, oh, I don't have full fuel, do I? I don't really think it's going to affect the car at all, no. Alright, let's start running some laps here. So third gear, a little bit of understeer through there, not ideal. I don't think this corner is going to be an issue in this car at all, because you just don't have enough speed for it to be. I still need to make the car more stable under braking. I just hate how it has these little nervous. They're a lot more subtle than they used to be, but I have the same problem in the Porsche GT right now, so that's kind of like a overall thing I need to work on. But it's pretty cool because I actually took something I learned in this car like back at Mid-Ohio, I think. No, it was Road Atlanta, I think. Because like usually when the rear end of the car is loose on me, I'll make the adjustment on that part of the car, right? Because that's a part of the car that's giving me trouble. But when I was Road Atlanta, I couldn't make the adjustment I wanted to the rear sway bar because I was all out of adjustment there. So I ended up, instead of softening the rear sway bar to make it not oversteer as much, I put a stiffer front roll bar in, which basically it'll take oversteer out of the car, do the same thing but just in a different way, and that connected the whole car. That made the front of the car feel like the back of the car. So I ended up doing the same. I was kind of having the same problem at Le Mans. Car was just rotating too much, the back kind of felt like jello. Let's see if we can get this third gear. That was good, because that first apex is really important so you can get a good angle for the second apex. I mean, my line wasn't perfect for the second part, but that first part really helped me get through that second part. And I forgot what I was talking about. I almost went to second there, but that's a no-no. So again, that flag stand on the left there, that's a perfect braking point for this corner. I already like this set, but I have no idea what my speed is in relation to others. I'm sure I'm a couple seconds off the top guys. Probably still a second and a half off my pace. I really have no idea. This is a good just base, so. And it's really not going to be much adjustments, I don't think, this week. So let's try a little different there. We got a little bit less curb. Tried to take a little bit more of an arc through there. It's going to take me a minute to figure that corner out properly. Let's see, 6.5 gallons left, so we're about halfway on our fuel. Got some standings, we can look at those, start to figure out where we are. So I'm gonna brake right before the 100 board there. Again, really trying to get this late apex. Then you want to get this middle right there. That was a pretty good line. It's just, car doesn't like that bump right there. Maybe I didn't carry enough speed through the first part. Alright, Bubba, get off the track.
Got a slow car on the right. Go left.
I like the way the car feels though. But see how like I'm red, but my lap times are getting better. That's what I mean when I like the optimal, because it kind of just keeps you pushing. So again, you want to be patient on entry so you can hold the line, hold that white line through the middle. Woo! Thing's fun right now. I'm interested to see how much the temperature. I haven't noticed big temperature swings throughout the week, so this is pretty cool. So I'm interested to see if I find a session where the track's like 100 and something. Man, I think I can get through there without lifting. I just don't have the balls to do it right now. There we go. That was pretty good. Woo! Oh, I hope this is quick because it feels pretty good. I don't know what I was dominating, but being completely honest, I just wasn't. After I start my spiel about saying how I don't like tracks, I was just about ready to say I don't think I like Donington. But it's one of those tracks that I need to work on more. I don't know, it was just, I wasn't clicking. I wasn't feeling it last week for whatever reason. Honestly, when I saw this was on the schedule, I wasn't too thrilled about it either. Stoked to have Bathurst next week, but now the way this set feels, actually feels like it'd be pretty fun to race around here. The way this car's getting around this track. I could see definitely burning up the front tires pretty easy on this track though. There's just a lot of places where if you drive too hard you're gonna understeer and it's just gonna push. Alright, let's see if we can go full throttle, not lifting, don't care if I spin. A little bit of push. We could do it though. Let's try a second here. I think it's a third gear corner. It's one of those corners where it's just awkward, kind of in between gears. it's like, look, this is +0, but what's my time gonna be? It's gonna be a 41.5, right? Yeah, see, that's what I mean. It's just really like the whole dynamics of how the optimal sector. Oh, I went to second gear there subconsciously. That might be a thing I need to do to get the car to rotate a little bit more in that first corner. Because when I'm in third gear, you know, cars just don't want to rotate when they're in a higher gear or taller gear. This is a middle to late apex corner. Later you can hit it with keeping up as much speed as possible, the better off you're gonna be. So again, that tower right there, I know. See, like right there, you can really burn up that left front. Same with this corner, you can burn up the left front. Here, you can burn up your right front if you're not patient. Like, once that car gets in there, it wants to just kind of hook up and rotate out. Damn. I think I'm just gonna say run Donington. I'm gonna obviously do more testing here, but when I put this video on the forum, I'm just gonna rename the Donington set, because this is more than good enough to get up to speed here. More than good enough for a baseline. I mean, the baseline could be like, this is what a baseline should be at every track. What this feels like right now. Like iRacing baselines. For a certain track, you know. Man, I've never had... It's really nice going through that corner in this car. Might test second gear in that corner next time just to see. I've been reading a lot in the 718 forum. There's that thread about consensus on this car, and a lot of people are just throwing it out, you know? It's like, I think what's happening is people aren't, they're not connecting with the car. Because I keep hearing people say, like, oh, just, you don't know when you're gonna lose grip or any of that. And it's like, well, what you're telling me is you and the car aren't speaking the same language, right? You're not understanding what the car is telling you, because that's what I think like so important about underdriving your setup, because that's when the car actually starts talking. When you're overdriving a setup, the car's not really talking to you, because the tires are never really under, you know, full adhesion. They're always not even full adhesion, because like right now the tires are sliding a little bit, but you're never like, the car's never planted into the track. You're always kind of sliding over the top of it if you're overdriving it, you know? Let's try second gear. It doesn't even want to go into second gear, so that's a big no. So I think, because I can feel that stuff, man. I can get in a little slide going through a big sweeper and feel the whole car starting to do a four-wheel slide. I can feel like the tail end come back and catch it. Like, and I don't even want to get into, like, a couple times I was gonna write something in there, but I know it's just, there's no point to it. But it's my advice, like, if you're having trouble with the car, just slow it down a bit, because I mean right now I feel like I'm in the track. I feel like the car's, I know exactly what the car's doing. Like this corner, let's go full throttle through here again. Full throttle. That was planted. That felt so good that time. Probably too fast. But the car's starting to actually get to a spot where the rear end doesn't want to step out on me. But my point is earlier when I was going through, I could feel the rear end. The rear end was stepping out a little on me. I was catching it back. Like, I'm doing all these things people are saying you can't do. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect, but I don't think it's that bad. I don't even think it's close to that bad. I mean, it's so much better when I left. Granted, that was a long time ago. But I don't know. I don't really agree with the majority of people on that thread. And it's hard too, because I know there's really good people in this game. Like, there's another thread, like, this one guy, I know he's really good. I know he can drive the shit out of a car. So, and he's saying the tires are shit. And it's like, yeah, but how much is that hyperbole, and how much are you being, like, intellectually honest about it? And then you get the pro guys that actually drive the cars are saying stuff too, and I don't know. You gotta kind of take everybody's opinion, figure it out, but like, just from my experience, again, I'm sure it can be better, and I don't know what better feels like, because this is the most natural feeling racing game I've ever played. But at the moment, I can do a lot of things people are saying you can't do. And I think all that just really stems from overdriving the car. Alright, what do we got? A couple laps left. These are the money laps. Let's focus. Let's do a full fuel stint and call it. That's one thing that makes this car difficult here, though, is the bumps. That's what keeps you honest. Like, I'm even afraid to get on the outside of that curb because the suspension just feels like it's gonna grab the outside of the curb and just start taking me for a ride that I don't want to go on. Ooh, that was a good line. The line was really good. I didn't have enough speed through the corner. I can, ooh. See, the only reason that spun is because I full muppeted it. That was a very generous throttle application. That was to see what would happen, because I was about ready to say I'm really enjoying how much the car is rotating on throttle out of there, so I wanted to give it full throttle and see if it was able to hold that. And it wasn't. Alright. That would have been a halfway decent lap, I think, too. Definitely can get into the 40s in this weather, I think. Gosh, excuse me. Yeah, I definitely recommend going to second gear. Just getting much of that curb. You just gotta be ready for it to do weird shit. And you can kind of be aggressive with that second right-hander because it just does such a good job of getting around that left-hander. Now your lap time is going to suffer like mine did, but it's not the end of the world like it can be in some other cars, because some other cars you get out of sync in there and you're hurting through that sweeping left-hander.
Full car ahead.
See, there we go. Full throttle, no problems. Just had to let the car rotate a little bit more through the middle. Alright, great. Full throttle, middle of the corner, and let's get it. Just eating. She's just eating, boys. Okay, we're way inside now, so I'm gonna have to put more wheel into it, and I feel comfortable. But I see, I can feel. It wasn't doing it the whole time, but I could feel it doing a little four-wheel slide at some points there. You know, like I don't agree. Again, it can probably get better. But I just don't know. I've never driven a race car on cold tires. I don't know. That's probably a word. I don't know. All I know is when the tires are warm and you got a decent set. That's a slide. The rear end came out. I mean, it was probably just a degree or two, but that's what people are talking about when they're talking about always driving on. I just think everybody thinks they're fucking Art and Senna, you know? Like, I think everybody thinks they should all be driving the cars sideways, and I really do think a majority of people's problems stem from overdriving the car. That being said, let's get a 40. I think I said I could get a 39 earlier. I meant a 40. I'm sure the fast guys are running 39s. And put both those corners I kind of overdrove. Just trying to carry a little bit more speed through the middle of the corner, and the setup wasn't really having it. I love full throttle through this corner though. I'm getting more confidence in being able to turn the wheel when I need to, not worrying about it stepping out on me. I was gonna see if it was gonna rotate if I drove it like an idiot, and it didn't. I think you guys kind of get the idea of the braking points and turn-ins on this track. I know I didn't put together like a good solid lap, but got up here, you just kind of look over the braking points. You want to brake right before the 100, down to second gear, try and keep it outside as much as possible. Come here, again, go for that late apex, because you want to set up this, like you want to be as full throttle as you can, but it's hard, because the car wants to swing out. God, I can feel like the suspension, I don't know, I love it. I love it. Okay, I broke a little bit before the 100 board again going for that later apex, kind of where that concrete is, coming out into the middle there. Could have carried more speed through the corner. Again, we're right where I'm pointed, that flag stands where I'm going to brake, maybe just a little bit before. Double apex, don't let it swing out too wide like I did right there, that was too wide. Middle of the late apex, try and keep it to the right. Want to keep it down on the line, get on throttle as soon as you can. Swing it out here. You gotta be careful if somebody's behind you. They might stick their nose in and fucking spin you out like a Muppet. Full throttle. Middle to later apex. Later the apex, the better you are. Get it out in the grass. Gotta be careful though, because you can get a 2X, and then I didn't turn in at the right time. Alright, let's see. See what we can do. One good lap here. One good lap. There you go. Somebody did a 40.6. Painful. Front left, I just broke too late. See if we can do one more after this. A little more understeer than I'd like through there. Overdrove the out of that. Such a fun corner when the car just hooks up and launches out of it. Kind of feels like you're in a slingshot or something, just winding up and shooting out of. Can't imagine how cool that would feel in real life. So again, rear end slid a little bit, but no dramas, mate. No dramas. Oh yeah, bumpity, bumpity, bumpity. I actually took that pretty well, honestly. Alright, we got enough for one more lap. Come on. Let's get a 40. Watch, you're gonna see one long skid mark where my left front locked up last time up here. Ah, the data's already gone. Not lifting. Not lifting! And that's what happens when you don't lift. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It'll be a good, good baseline for you. Like, so like like last time, it'll probably be. You put another full stint in, and then do some short lap stints. That's what I might do next time. Is get in a 2-hour practice session, do a full. Full stint, come in, do like 3 5-lap stints, and then make an adjustment to the car. Just such a bouncy car. It's like I'm afraid of the right rake right here. Like I feel like I wouldn't. I don't know. I'll just practice and see what it's like. This car seems to like to track on stuff. So like I feel like if this tire right here got up over on this side of the curb, it would just pull you over there, and then you would track down this, and you'd have to like pull extra hard on the wheel to the left to get off. So I'd advise staying off that curb. Did get warmer. I like that because I'm sure this is coldest weather it's gonna be. So, but I'm happy with it. It's nice when you can just get on a track and car feels good. But it's the same thing as anything else. You gotta put the laps in, because I have like no consistency right now. I haven't even got close to probably what, I mean, I imagine I can do a 40 point, mid 40s. If I sat here and probably practiced for like another hour, I'd probably be doing mid 40s. But alright, guys. I hope you guys found this useful. I'll do another video this week, just like I did last time. Probably like I already talked about earlier. Alright guys, good luck this week.